The parish of St. Michael is one of 11 parishes of Barbados. It has a land area of 39 km squared and is found at the southwest portion of the island. St. Michael has survived by name as one of the original 6 parishes created in 1629 by Governor Sir William Tufton. The parish is home to Bridgetown, the capital of Barbados. Bridgetown is the centre of commercial activity in Barbados, as well as a central hub for the public transport network. Other major infrastructure in St. Michael is the international seaport of Barbados, the Deep Water Harbour. Therein, a number of cruise ships arrive and depart, including various lines such as Royal Caribbean and Cunard. The harbour features several sugar towers for loading locally produced sugar into transport ships, and a tower for loading flour for transport. Under Barbados' historic vestry system, the main parish church is seated along St. Michael's Row in Bridgetown. This cathedral replaced the former parish church that was formerly located at the site of St. Mary's Church. St. Michael's Cathedral was elevated to its cathedral status under Bishop Coleridge, who arrived in Barbados in 1825 under the then newly established Diocese of Barbados in the Leeward Islands. Geography: parishes bordering St. Michael: Christchurch, south; St. George, east; St. James, northwest; St. Thomas, northeast. Defined boundaries: with Christchurch, starts from the meeting point of the parishes of St. George, St. Michael, and Christchurch and proceeds southerly along the plantation track and the boundary between the residential developments called Fort George Heights and Kent House to the boundary junction with public road called Highway R. Then it moves westerly along Highway R to its junction at Wilday with the airport to West Coast Highway. Then it goes southerly along the highway to merge at Clapham with the public road called Highway 6, then go northwesterly along Highway 6 to its junction with the public Observatory Road, then moves southerly along Observatory Road to its junction with the public Fords Road. Then moving southwesterly, northwesterly and northerly along Fords Road, Bonetta Unregistered Trademark S Road and Britain's New Road to its junction with Dalkeith Hill, then westerly along Dalkeith Hill to its junction with Dayton Road. Then in a generally northern direction along Dayton Road to its junction with Darrells Road. Along Darrells Road in a southwesterly, northwesterly and westerly direction to its junction with Dalkeith Road at the Garrison, then continuing along Dalkeith Road generally southwesterly to its junction with the public road Highway 7. Then directly across Highway 7 and continuing in a southwesterly direction along the road leading to Gravesend Beach and directly to the sea, with St. George, starting from the meeting point of the parishes of St. George, St. Michael, and Christchurch and proceeding in a westerly and northerly direction along the plantation track to its junction at Lower Bneys with the public road Highway 5. Then westerly along Highway 5 to its junction at Map Hill and the public road Haynes Hill. Then northerly along Haynes Hill and Pasture Road to its junction with Monroe Road. Then in a westerly direction along Monroe Road to its junction with Salters Tenantry Road, moving along it in a northerly, then westerly then northerly direction to its junction at Salters with the public road Highway 4. Then southwesterly along Highway 4 to its junction with a public road called Highway X. Moving northeasterly along Highway X to its junction with an unclassified road. Then in a generally northwesterly then northerly direction along to its junction with the public road leading from the Bell Road to Charles Row Bridge. Then in a westerly direction to its junction with the unclassified road leading to Lower Estate. Then in a generally northeasterly direction along this road to its junction with the track to the north of the factory yard. Then in a northwesterly direction along this track to join an unclassified road and along this road to its junction at Darrells with the public road called Highway 3. Then in a northeasterly direction along Highway 3 to its junction with Cole Road at Bourne. Then in a northerly direction along this road to the culvert where it crosses a gully. Then along this gully in a southwesterly, northwesterly and northeasterly to a point opposite Applewayites Tenantry Road. Then along the line joining this point to the road junction and northwesterly along Applewayites Tenantry Road to its junction with a public road called Highway E. This is the meeting point of the parishes of St. George, St. Michael, and St. Thomas. With St. James, starting from the meeting point of the parishes of St. James, St. Thomas, and St. Michael and proceeding generally westwards along the public road called Clermont Road to its junction with the public road called Husbands Road. Then in a southerly direction along this road to its junction with University Drive. Then in a westerly and southerly direction along University Drive to the centre of the roundabout at the intersection of this road and Highway 1. Then in a northwesterly direction along Highway 1 to a point just south of its junction with an unclassified road called Bats Rock Road. Then from this point in a straight line through a monument to the sea, with St. Thomas, starting from the meeting point of the parishes of St. Thomas, St. George, and St. Michael and proceeding along Highway E in a southwesterly direction to the junction with the public road running from Canewood to Jackson. Then in a westerly, northerly and northwesterly direction to the junction at Jackson with a public road called Highway 2. Then in a southwesterly direction along this road to the centre of the roundabout at its junction at Warrens with the airport to West Coast Highway. Then in a northwesterly direction along this highway to the centre of the roundabout which is its junction with the public road called Highway 2A. Then in a northerly direction along this road to the meeting point of the parishes of St. Thomas, St. James, and St. Michael. House constituencies: City of Bridgetown, St. Michael Central, St. Michael East, St. Michael North, St. Michael Northeast, St. Michael Northwest, St. Michael South, St. Michael South Central, St. Michael Southeast, St. Michael West, St. Michael West Central. Places found in St. Michael are the Gary Sobers Sports Complex, the Kensington Oval, the National Stadium, the Lloyd Erskine Sandyford Conference and Cultural Centre, the local psychiatric hospital, commonly called Jenkins, the Queen Elizabeth Hospital, Barbados Primary Healthcare Facility, Government House, the official residence of the Governor-General of Barbados, various government offices such as the Ministry of Education and the Ministry of Industry and International Business. The commercial department of LIAT is in Suite 101 of Lauriston in St. Michael. Economy: Kayla Foods International Incorporated, an international division of Yogan Fra 1/4 Z, is located in St. Michael. Education: several schools are located in St. Michael including, Barbados Community College, the Cave Hill campus of the University of the West Indies, the Cave Hill School of Business, Combermere School, Eddiston Teachers Training College, Harrison College, the Samuel Jackson Prescott Polytechnic, the St. Michael School. Notable people: Rihanna, pop R&B singer-songwriter, actress, model and fashion designer, Tino Best, cricketer, Garfield Sobers, cricketer, London-born, former slave who became a wealthy merchant and landowner, Neville Goddard, New Thought author and speaker. References